Morning, students. I hope you're all healthy, happy, and terrific. If any of you are having any discussion or questions about the next few weeks, please text me or email me. Let me go on and let's have this week's marketing message for those. So if you are not familiar with this, influencers or influencer marketing, it is a phenomenon that started especially in social media when consumers started to share their particular passions and enjoyments. It brought the rise of individuals who, once they are known, in essence would start recommending things to others, because that's what you do when you have friends that you share. This brought the rise of what's known as influencer marketing. So an influencer marketing is a form of social media marketing where it involves endorsements or product placements with individuals who are known as influencers. Now, we have two types of influencers. We do have those that are promoted from corporations, but we also have those that promote themselves. And it is this individual promotion that is considered to be the most trustful, because naturally you would trust an individual who is not tied to any one corporation when it comes to their own honest assessments. If you remember the social media form, you know that social media is in what's called the many-to-many. So that means that you have multiple individuals talking and interacting with each other. The difficulty, with course, of that is that you can't control the message, but then again, because you can't control the message, you're also more willing, or let's just say more acceptable in what they are talking about. So if I were a YouTuber, or I was thinking about getting into YouTube, and you were asking yourself, how much do they make? Well, generally they make if you're on YouTube and someone were to click on your particular YouTube video and they were to look at an ad, you would be paid an average of 0.018 cents per ad. They can go up a little bit, but all of those have to do with the number of views your video receives, the number of clicks that the ad receives, whether they're ad blockers and video length. So how do you make money on YouTube? Well, you got to have at least 1,000 individuals. And then what you have to have is at least 1,000 views. So you can say usually a YouTube video with 1 million views, just a single view, could make upwards of $5,000. But the truth is that they don't make that much. That is very much the high end. Usually a YouTuber will make somewhere at around $65,000 a year for every 1 million subscribers. That's basically how it translates. So you have to take a lot of this information with a certain amount of grain of salt. However, there are individuals who are influencers that make quite a bit. And so these are the top 10. And of course, number 1 is Mr. Beast. I'm not sure if you have heard of him, but he makes about $54 million, but he is blatant in terms of the product placement that he does. And so that's not surprising. The number 1 YouTube influencer in terms of the number of subscribers is PewDiePie, who is Swedish, and he has 111 million viewers. So he isn't hurting, all right? If you consider the average is around 65,000 a year for every 1 million viewers, he ain't hurting, okay? So let me introduce you to one of my favorite influencers. This is a man by the name of Scotty Kilmer. Scotty Kilmer is an old-time mechanic, been around for 45 years. He had a TV show in Houston. He's moved to Tennessee. He has gone strictly to YouTube videos. And if you remember, I said that the average is they make about 65,000 a year. If you look at Scotty and you look at the number of subscribers he has around 6 million. So isn't hard to extrapolate how much money he's making. He makes enough money that his son does all of his videos and all of his editing for him. All he has to do is just stand there and talk.
They bought it brand new. It's only got 17,000 miles on it, and it started burning oil right around when it had 15,000 miles on it. Now, it didn't originally, so that kind of tells you, something is amiss here. Now, keep.
I like Scotty a lot. He has some good old-fashioned kind of humor, and he is an honest individual in that he is believed and respected. So if Scotty uses a tool and he likes it, he will list it. This is listed on every Scotty Kilmer video. He lists the tools that he has tested and the ones that he's liked. Now, this is July 24th, 2022. If you notice, he's had that many views on this one video. So you can quite simply get an idea of how he makes money and how much money he has on that one single video. So this is his job. This is what he does every day, and he's pretty darn good at it. So without further ado, I have to show you my YouTube channel, and I have all of 617 subscribers. I got into YouTube in 2017, actually. I was working in Hickory, and I had a student who unfortunately was hearing impaired. And I needed to find a way of being able for him to understand the videos that understand my lesson plan. So what I started doing was I started going on YouTube, because YouTube automatically puts out or closed captions all of the videos unless you tell it not to. And so I've just kept this up, and it's kind of a little hobby for me. I like to store all my videos online for my students in case they haven't been there. And especially when COVID came around, I found this to be very valuable. Now, I am not monetizing this. I'm not trying to make any money on it, but I find that it's been an interesting hobby of mine, and I've actually done pretty good with it. If any of you ever want to get into this. So if I were to show you my videos, and if I were to show you the ones that I have done pretty well with, this is my channel, and these are all of the videos that I've had. If you notice, it's just 4950 views, and these are for my students to study, especially when they're getting ready for tests. So over 6 or 7 years, I've gathered about 200 almost 250 videos. If you notice, I'll have a few more. But if you notice also is that when I'm talking about books that are very popular, especially like Marketing Channel Strategy, I teach out of Kotler Keller every other time. I like it, a book very much. And Kotler Keller is a book that is very well known out there. So you see there, I've got 580 views. Certainly, I don't have 580 students, and I've got 10 likes on this. So it was generally liked. Now, let me also show you, I've had ones with 4,000. And this is on chapter 10, which is Kotler Keller's Crafting the Brand Image. I had 66 likes. I've had 4 comments on it. That kind of makes me feel good. And here's one of the biggest that I've had. This is Kotler Keller chapter 2, where I talk about developing marketing strategy. And I've almost got 8,000 views, and I had 15 comments, and I had 99.3. I had likes versus dislikes. So that's kind of just a fun thing that I do. So if you ever want to get into influencers, if you have a desire just to speak out, YouTube and Rumble and all of the others, it's a great place to do that. It's also a place that I have had conversations with people all over the world. I had a student in India who's 16 years old who texted me and emailed me about the value of marketing, especially when considering management. And I had a chance to be able to express my views. So influencer marketing, it's something that is here to stay. Those individuals who are not tied directly to one given corporation are considered more trustworthy, which makes sense. You can, if you wish, become one, be very good at it, and make quite a bit of money. All right. Well, this has been this week's marketing message. I hope you're all having a great week. Please text me or email me anytime. Thank you. Take care, and I will be seeing you down the road.